You're listening to Proudly Set, the LGBTQ plus community podcast where members of the community and their allies come together to share their experiences, tell their stories. I'm your host, John Hyland, and let's get into the next episode. I love coming to new spaces. That's why Proudly Set's all about, like, it's on you. You find me the location because I want it to make sense and make something special to you. So we have actually got an amazing, like, memorial to the Vivienne. In the Rainbow Tea Rooms in Chester, because I'm joined by Chester Pride's chairperson. That's your official title, isn't it?
That's my official title. I've got many, but that's one, yeah.
And some we don't say on, like, live.
Yeah, some not before 9 o'clock at night.
Warren Allmark, how are you, sir?
I'm very good. Very hot.
It's very hot.
Yeah, and if this goes out and it's cold and it's raining, then I'm very cold. You know, it's,
going out in August, I'd like to think that it's like, this is right before Chester Pride, so I'd like to think it's still nice weather for you.
It's got to be lovely weather, yeah. Not too hot, not too cold. But yeah.
So let's just get straight into it because, you know, it's literally this weekend is Chester Pride and you're the boss. You've been the boss for a long time.
It feels it, yeah. I mean, some would probably be, you know, who's still there. I mean, I've tried to leave twice.
You have tried to leave multiple times.
I seem to have a shackle around my ankle that says, no, you can't go, you got to stay. But yeah, I've been chairperson now since 2018. But I'm the only existing founding member as well since 2012, which is very scary.
2012.
Wow. I'm still alive and kicking just about. And
did you have any intention to, like, start up just setting it up and then eventually running it, or was it just like this is what is needed, we'll get it set up and then we'll just let it happen? Or did you think, oh?
So I got asked by Mike Sullivan, who was the landlord of the Liverpool Arms, who sadly passed away a couple of years ago now. You know a lot of celebrities. Would you get us some pride? It's like, the definition of celebrity in my phone book could be questioned by a few people, but
okay,
let's see who's in my phone book. Let's see what we can do. So I got asked would I come on board, get some singers, some performers, and obviously local talent as well, which is what they wanted. Would I get them involved? And that was as far as I thought it was going to go. I was going to say, here's the list of people.
Bye.
Have a great day. You know, I'll host for you, not a problem, as Wanda type thing. That's that. 15 years later, and I'm like, I'm leaving this year. I'm going this year. And I'm like, I want to go. But equally, I was meant to go in 24. And I was very honest and said, look, the reason I didn't go was Pride hit a bump in the road with its finances. It's getting extremely, extremely hard to keep these events going. And I didn't want to leave the event in the state it was currently in at the time. So I said, look, I would work with everyone for 2 years to get us, you know, back on track. 2019 was a really horrific year for us with the cancellation and stuff. So it knocked us back. So I said, I don't want to leave until I can happily say, there's Pride. It's in a great situation. It's in a great place. Have a great time. So I just said, look, I'll stay until I'm there. I think, touch wood, I think we're there.
7 years later.
But last year I was going to go regardless of that. And I was, you know, the sign-overs were being done, and I just went, something doesn't feel right. I left Gender Blender, which was my nightclub night I ran. Not an issue leaving that. Bit sad to go, but afterwards I was like, that was the right decision.
Yeah.
This, I was like, I can't leave.
It's a passion project.
Yeah, I can't. This has literally been my life for 15 years, and I'm like, I worry, what will I stress about for 6 months of the year? What will I do for 6 months of the year type thing? So I was like, I'm not ready to go. So I said, no, I'm going to stay as long as people want me to stay. And so far people do. I'm sure there's a few that don't.
Can hear people laughing.
I was just Scott, our cafe manager's like laughing about that. But yeah, it's I love what I do, you know. And, you know,
and it shows. It does show.
Yeah, the main thing is what it's unpaid. And I think a lot of people think I'm on this really lovely salary. I wish I was.
Yeah, you're a director / trustee. You don't get paid, mofo.
I barely get a free copy in the Rainbow Tea Rooms. Fly swatter.
Oh, there was a loud bang, and I was like, "What was that?" Fly swatter, because
gotta keep him away. It's a homophobic squatter.
It's interesting though, because I feel like even though like I've stepped away from Liverpool Pride 2019, 7 years ago, you can't help because it was such a big part of your life, like watching and going, "Ooh, why have they done that? Oh, they've done this. Oh, you just because you're passionate about it."
And you know what? It's weird you say that because obviously my involvement with Liverpool Pride sort of stemmed from your years. And I've dipped in and out with them. You know, I've helped them with 2024. I ran their stages for them. And I still think of you as Liverpool Pride. You're still in my phone as John Liverpool Pride. You know, and I think I should update people. I've got people in my phone from, like, my cafe manager, Scott, is still Scott Mad Hatters, because he used to work at Mad Hatters Tea Rooms. It's not Scott Cafe, it's Scott Mad Hatters. And I still think of Liverpool Pride as you, and other people that obviously are still a part of it or were a part of it. But yeah, you can't leave things, and this is my fear, is I'm going to become that bitchy queen that goes, well, I wouldn't have done that. I did it this way, and I don't want to be that person. But when it's been such a huge part of your life, it is your baby, and you will protect it, and you will fight tooth and nail to go, it's done a certain way, it works a certain way. Don't break what's not fit. You know, don't fix what's not broken.
Until you need to.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to have to delete all socials when I leave and block everything. So I can't go, well, I would have done that. That poster doesn't look right, because I know I'm going to do it just because it's a passion project, like you say.
Yeah.
So I'm very much like, when I sit on the sidelines, when that time comes,
dare I say the phrase, I think you've got to find somebody who's equally as passionate as you, if that's possible. And I'm going to use the phrase that I don't want to use, but and then groom them into becoming the next you.
There'll be an alarm bell ringing in Winsford somewhere with that word.
You know what I mean? Though.
Yeah, no, it is. It's hard because, and again, I don't mean this disrespectful now, but since COVID, we've seen a shift in people's abilities, shall we say. A lot of people don't have the work ethic that was once there, because COVID's changed things. You know, things are done online now, whereas before you make the effort to travel to Liverpool for a meeting. You know, we've tried to get this now for several weeks, trying to get our schedules to match. Now, we could have done a Zoom conversation with this.
Absolutely not.
But it's not personal, and it doesn't have the same impact. And
we don't have the same vibe.
No, and I think because you kind of, you say your bit, because you obviously online, it's harder. But I think with trying to find someone to do what I do, it's going to be very hard. There will be someone out there that can do it, and I'm not saying that I am, God, and no one else can do what I do. It's not that Devil Wears Prada moment with the piece of white paper with a list of names on it, that have been founded to sworn to me and will stay with me. But it is a case of finding someone that can do that is going to be very hard. But we've got time, and there are passionate people within our committee that can step up, are stepping up, and will step up. So there is someone there to take over me. We just haven't necessarily said,
to that point yet.
Do it, because every time we do it, I go, actually, no, I'm going to stay. So they kind of go, no, I'm not going to bother yet, because we'll wait till you've actually get the keys back to the building and gone, oh my God, she's gone.
Till she's actually gone.
That's it. Pride's over. He's gone. We've got it back. So, I think, it comes from passion, and I would hope, when people come to the event, they see that passion through. And that's not just my passion, that's everyone that works in that team. Everyone's passion is infueled in that. We spoke off camera at a festival I've just recently been to. Great day.
Quite the same.
Great day, but a lot of teething problems. And do you know what? We got criticised for some of those problems with us, but we fixed them. Every year something happens, you fix it. And I would hope that the festival I went to recently would listen to that feedback and go, well, actually, you know what you're talking about. You see it from both angles.
You know what you're doing.
We can fix that. I'm doing what I'm going to do to Pride, aren't I, already?
Warren's catering to get work when he leaves Pride. Let me pick up that festival.
Yeah, just, DM me, call me.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've said that for 14 years, and but yeah, no, it is. It comes from that passion. So, and prides are important at the moment. We're losing so many.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because you've got an incredible insight to the wider Pride network. Obviously, there is UK Pride Organisers Network, UK PON, but there's also people interact, people friendly, share best practice. So you know very well that this isn't because we were talking off camera, like Liverpool's struggling at the minute over the last couple of years. Manchester's in a similar situation. But it's not isolated. This is
across the country.
Yeah, exactly. Because what I'd love, and I use you as a source of information, because whenever something happens in the Pride national picture, you're always posting about it. So I know from you that we're in double figures of prides up and down the country that have cancelled due to funding issues. Yeah, and I use that.
And it's sad and it's tough to see this, because you've got big pride, so like Liverpool Pride, a fantastic, event that it's had in the past, and then that's credit to you.
I wouldn't class it as a big one. I'd say medium.
No, I think it's a big city.
It's a big city, but when you think about my personal opinion, when you come to like big prides, I think I don't class London. That's its own little thing.
You've got Brighton, Manchester, and Birmingham.
Manchester, Birmingham.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I suppose in that sense, you would probably say there's yourselves as Leeds, Bristol. Bristol's a fantastic pride. I've just seen some footage of that from recently, and it looked amazing. I've not been to it. I need to go to it. But again, it's a busman's holiday.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really hard to go, oh, I'll go to another Pride, because the first thing I'll do is I'll go, I wouldn't have done that. Or, oh, that's good, we're going to nick that idea.
When you're so into like something like, so like I haven't been in TV for over 10 years, but I can't watch a television program without watching the extras, because that was my job, to set the extras.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
So I went to Eurovision in 2013.
Where was that?
Malmo,
Malmö.
Sweden, obviously Sweden. I hate watching Eurovision on TV now, because all I see is 10 people behind the camera running away. So I'm looking to see the mistakes where you see that person behind the camera, and I'm like, I should never have gone. Watching it in the arena to watching it on TV, it's destroyed. And it's the same with soaps. Obviously, I did a bit of work with Carlton Television, with Crossroads, watching like Hollyoaks now, which is my favourite soap opera. Watching Hollyoaks now, I'm like, oh, that clock isn't right. It was 5:05 at 10 minutes ago, and I'm watching the background, not the. And this is the thing, when you work in something like this, you look at the background stuff, not the forefront. But when we're saying about cancellation of prides and stuff, it's sad, because, you know, you've got big prides, you've got little prides, and then you've got a lot of prides that have popped up in like villages, which is great that they've got representation.
Yeah, community prides, yeah.
But what it's doing now is it's spreading people. And we work very closely with Liverpool Pride. We work extremely closely with Chesterfield Pride and with Wrexham Pride and a few other prides, as well as the UK Pride Network. And what I've noticed is artist fees are the killer for everyone.
Yeah.
They've shot up. So you're now seeing the same acts on 10, 15 prides.
And there's a thing that I don't know if it's a common thing between Pride organisers. Like certain artists do the Pride circuit.
Yeah. and there's two sides to that. One, they are like Adam Rickett, was at Chesterfield Pride not so long ago. We've got him coming up. Absolutely lovely guy.
I'm not going to get used to that.
And it's so annoying. Such a sweetheart. Absolute sweetheart. I got to speak to him at Chesterfield Pride, and said, oh, you come to Chester, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I'm going to have to write Chesterfield on my hand now, because I'm going to go on this stage and shout Chester Pride, because it's fresh in my head. And ironically, Dan, who runs Chesterfield Pride, had A1 one year. We had them the same year, but obviously 2 months later. They were driving to Chester on the day of Chesterfield Pride, and went, hang on a minute, we're going the wrong way.
Doesn't help that you have a very similar name.
Yeah, so Chesterfield, well, that's how me and Dan like got to talk to each other, because he was getting emails for us and sent to us. And because of someone's stupid mistake, a close friendship, not only between me and Dan, but between Chesterfield and Chester Pride, has formed. So it's kind of mistakes happen.
How far away is Chesterfield?
It's about 3 hours.
Okay, so it's not the furthest.
No, other side of the country. It's sort of like, you know, the east of the country.
That's nice when you've got like a sister pride that you can like lean on.
Yeah, and do you know what? We both, you know, me and Dan speak literally every day, except for weekends. We have the weekends off from each other. We don't talk on the weekends unless we've got proper gossip. That is, guess what? And at the moment, there's a lot of guess whats.
I can imagine.
But yeah, we spoke about, you know, infrastructure. He helps me, I help him. We're slightly ahead of Dan in terms of years. So Dan will look to me to go, how do you do this? How did you manage that? We took a leaf out of Dan's book when we went to a ticketed event and had to start charging. I looked to Dan to see how he did his ways, and it works for both. You know, and like we were saying, that because you've got these acts doing all these prides now, I necessarily wouldn't travel from, say, Chester to also had Newcastle to see Danny Beard, who's our headliner this year, and A1 and Britney Spears tribute act and blah blah, because we're going to see him in Chester. Yeah. So what that's now doing is stopping people traveling. The other side is if you go to an event and it's not great, your perception is that every event is like this. And like I say, I've just been to a festival that was based around the 90s. Most of the acts weren't in the 90s, they were from the noughties. So that kind of tells you already that they've exhausted the 90s acts and they're now on to go for the noughties acts. No issue with that. Some of the acts they had on were fantastic. But maybe noughties and beyond, you know, whatever. Yeah. But my perception of that type of festival was of what I seen at that, and I'm like, but it's not. Now, for some people, that would stop and go into another one, because I'm not going again. Now, I will go to this event I went to this year, next year, and see, did it improve, did it not improve, and then I'll critique.
I think that's from you being an events manager.
Yeah, but most people just go, I went to, you know, Crinkly Bottom Pride, and it was rubbish. I'm not going to another one, because they're all going to be like that, and they're not. Every Pride is different, and I think you've got to give every Pride at least one chance, you know. Chester and Liverpool, two big cities. Liverpool obviously dwarfs us in that sense. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a bigger city, but you look at what Liverpool Pride does to what we do,
and you do it better.
That's in the eye of the person that comes. I mean, I'm not going to slate anyone. We do what we do very well, and we're very proud of what we do. But then there's things that Liverpool Pride do that I'm very jealous of. Yeah, and I think I wish we had that. I wish we had Pier head because it's a massive site and we're like wedged in a car park that you go, we can't expand.
That's a fortune to use though.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're finding that out now with our potential move for next year, which should have been this year. We managed to keep on site this year. If we didn't, that was going to cost another a few £1,000 on top of the £100,000 plus it's costing.
But this is the thing I think people don't understand when it comes to Pride events is that there's this notion of, and I'm going to go on to that in a sec, because I'm like, what Pride is. Is it just this event, party event type thing, when obviously there's more to it? People don't, so they think, oh yeah, Pride should always be free. In the ideal world, it would be.
Yep.
But in a changing world, cost of living, the things that you need to put on, because at the end of the day, it is a celebration event that needs proper infrastructure in place.
It's not a garden fete.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, now in the 80s when Pride started, they were a case of a group of people met up together. They marched. They were fighting for campaigns, you know, things like HIV and AIDS awareness. They were fighting against Section 28. You know, there was purpose then, and things didn't cost. We didn't have health and safety madness now that we do today. We didn't have the threat of being attacked. You know, not only physically spat at, etc., but we're now under attack from, you know, people and individuals that don't necessarily like the LGBT community, but also don't like events in general, or don't like people that aren't the way they are.
Yeah, like them. Yeah, it comes from what was commonly known as Martin's Law, which is the Terrorism Act. Yeah, and that goes across both domestic and international.
Yeah, that's cost the events industry millions, and I mean millions. But it's common sense things that are being brought in.
Yeah, absolutely.
That should have been brought there, but then it was also common sense to go, well, we don't need to put, you know, roadblocks across the road because no one realistically is going to drive down the road in a van. That's a credible threat these days, and unfortunately it happens. Look at Liverpool. Yep. You know, that horrific incident that happened in Liverpool on, you know, what was a fun day for Liverpool supporters is now forever tarnished. Yep. You know, and it put that dampener on the city that the city has many events. You know, Eurovision was a huge success for Liverpool.
Yeah, it was.
Prides have been successful. You know, the Matthew Street Festival, the marathons, they're all tarnished now by that one individual and that one incident that people go, is it safe?
Is it? Yeah, exactly.
Liverpool is a very safe city, as is Chester. We have what we call purple flag status in Chester, which
so is Liverpool.
You know, you've got to say, and that doesn't mean that things aren't, you know, people aren't going to get glassed, they're not going to get stabbed.
But the point is, the processes in place are there, and they're very stringent.
Yeah, and both Merseyside Police and Cheshire Police are very reactive, very responsive, and very good at what they do. And I think there's a shift in prides at the moment. You've got sort of, you know, and this is down to politics now as well. Yeah. You've got certain voices from parties that begin with R. All three of them seem to begin with R.
Yeah,
and
they
have
do,
the same voice. They're now telling you that trans people are the worst people in the world. They're going to do this, blah, blah, blah. So the gays now are going, well, if we distance ourselves from the trans, we're safe. No. All it's going to do, they'll attack trans people. Then they'll come for the bisexuals, then they'll come for the lesbians and the gays, and before you know it, our whole community has been erased.
So do you think that the whole LGBT thing is not necessarily from an element of we hate TQ? There will be a lot of that.
There is that. There's a division,
but some might think actually
safety in numbers.
Yeah,
you get rid of them. Get rid of the thing that's been attacked. It's like when you're in school, you've seen the school bully. You'd never go next to the person being attacked by the bully. You go, oh yeah, go on, hit him, smack him, do that. Then you got to the person after, oh my God, you all right? So
it's like absolutely wrong, but in a weird humanity-driven way.
It's nature to do it.
Understand it. Yeah, it's like it's
push
fight or
away
flight.
What's happening. You know, you see a fight in the street, you don't get involved. You kind of go, oh, that's disgusting. But then everyone goes on socials, that's wrong, you know.
Yeah, because they're behind the computer screen.
And I think there is that element that, you know, within our own community, we've divided ourselves because politics has divided us. Yeah. You have got people that don't want to come to Pride because they see Pride's not what they were. And I would hope, and, you know, anyone watching that is of a certain generation can criticise me on this. I would hope what we do for our older community is noted and seen, because quite often prides will cater to the young hippie, not hippie, but the young sort of out there gays, your non-binaries and all your new sexualities that weren't really around when we were, you know, 40 years ago.
They just weren't labelled.
They were there. Yeah. They just weren't labelled. You don't like boys or girls. You're bisexual.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, no. We've now understood and we've educated ourselves to go, actually, you can like this, that, the other, and that's your label. Which, if you want to use that label, great. If you don't want to, no one's
it also stems back a little bit too, and I think you've kind of pointed it out on the whole, like, it's an event type of thing. Is like, it's young people who are going to attend and pay half your bills because they're the ones who are going to drink.
Yeah.
So it is that.
But then there's a shift in that as well now. People don't
definitely
drink.
Gen Z's don't drink. Yeah, very true. So it's an interesting, just like, it's that, how do you square that circle? I hate that phrase. It's such a political phrase. Balance it out of like, what's the celebration? Who's it catering for? How do we make sure that we cater for everybody? And The reality is you can't.
No, and it's blooming hard. And I've, we, like I said then, we have an older person zone at Pride.
Yeah.
For me, the artists that we book have to have some element that, cater to everyone. And that in itself, just getting music for everyone is hard.
It's like mixing it all up with the artist.
But even the posters, it's got to be readable by older eyes. And this is what people forget. And I went on a course with a really crazy American lady that showed me about colours and what colours you should use for older eyes.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, this woman is like crazy. I was like, this is ridiculous. And then I went back and went, do you know what? Everything she said is true.
Yeah.
So I started changing the fonts, started changing the colours, started to be a bit more reactive from people I know. And I will always in the red materials, like there's a friend, Andreas, who won't mind me mentioning him. He in the past has said, you need to do this.
Yeah.
He's a person of a couple of years older than me now. He has been one of the people I go to and say, Andreas, what do you think of this idea?
Yeah.
And he'll go, it's got merit up, great idea, or no. But that's what I need. I need to hear voices. I need to hear
and that's correct.
My voice isn't right for everyone. We have steering groups. We have obviously a committee that is a varied age. But you've got to take people's voices and you've got to listen to them, and you've got to deliver. And that's what we do at Chester. We have things, and even on the day of Pride, when the music's playing, you'll notice it's all 80s based.
Okay.
Because the reason we do this, and I spotted it a couple of years ago, there was a couple of gents on the front row that were probably in their 60s, 70s. And Sabrina Carpenter was playing. And all the teeny bops like, yeah. And they were just stood there like, don't know this.
Okay.
The minute Madonna Like a Virgin come on, everyone's dancing. But then they started speaking to the kids going, do you know this song? Yeah, my mum loves this song. And there was a conversation started. So we said the music and Eurovision, I keep using Eurovision to phrase it.
United by music.
United by music. And it's true. If you've got a common sort of denominator that unites people.
You know what's interesting about the whole 80s thing? You got a lot of thankful there. TikTok.
Yeah.
Loads of 80s songs have come.
I DJ at the Unibar.
Yes.
Now you think it'd all be Sabrina Carpenter and, what I call sort of, eardrum music, which just is like noise. It's all 80s. I'll play I played Stacey Q to Hearts thinking no one's going to get this.
Yeah.
I have two Hearts. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm either really old or you lot are on the
it's
ball.
A massive thing that lots of the young ones like Rasputin.
Yeah.
Absolutely Rasputin, because there's a trend.
I mean, you had Boney M at Liverpool Pride a few years ago, and I loved them. I know you were there. You left at that point. I got to speak to Boney M, and I said to Maisie from Boney M, I was like, "Oh, my favourite song is Night Flight to Venus." She said, "Oh, that's not in the set, but I'll do something special for you." And she did a little bit of a cappella of it. She said, "This is for the little lad backstage." I went, "Little lad, I'm 42, babe, but thanks." I mean, I was 40 at the time, but I still looked, like I've been dragged through Pier backwards.
Shut up. He's looking for a compliment.
I won't get one of them. But no, and that's the thing, you've got to unite people with prides. And like I said, there's a lot of division within our own community. There's a lot of people that think prides have gone too woke. And
I like being awake.
And my thing is that pride has always been woke. That's the point. It's to care.
Yeah.
You've now got this thing about flags.
Yep.
The rainbow flag was never there to be. This is for gays. It's to say if you are different, this is your space. This is your safe space. And the trans flag has now kind of come on board with that to say, if you're trans, you are safe in this space. Because there is division within the community, and that's fine. If people don't want, the TQ plus connected, that's for them to say, well, I don't want it. That doesn't mean it's right or wrong, but it's up to the venue or the event to say, actually, no, this is what we do. And I've always said this, when people criticise us, we've always put, trans people, especially at the moment, at the forefront of what we do, because they're the part of our community, whether people like it or not, they are part of our community, they're being attacked the most. And once they finish with the trans people, they'll come for the rest of us.
Yeah, of course.
So I've always said, this is what we do. If you don't like it, there's 900 channels on your telly. Go and watch that.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't like it, go to the local gay bar.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, go to another event. You don't have to come to us. We're not forcing you. And it's the same with these idiots. Oh, pride's been forced down my throat. It's only been forced down your throat if you look at it.
Well, this is it. The
amount of
people. Oh my God! Don't start.
But I don't start. I would have cancelled Coronation Street for the World
that's
Cup.
On every week. Yeah, multiple times a week. Every week.
I'll just watch something else. I'll watch it on catch up. I don't care. And I think these people that get invested in what the gays doing. Focus on your own. We've got a straight pride. Well, do you need a straight pride? No. You had one in America in 2008.
No one came to it.
35 white men turned up to it. Ironically, the band that they had on was a gay group. Your headliner was a gay group. So, okay. But it's like, and then the new one now is, the gays get a month for, LGBT History Month and Visibility
Yeah,
Month.
Black History Month, Women's Month.
Why
Mental Health Month.
why don't the military get a month? Well, they do.
Yeah.
You just don't know about it. And if you want to do more for military, we have something called Fight with Pride, which is a charity,
Yeah.
a fantastic charity. They get out there and they fight for our country. I wouldn't do it.
No, I wouldn't.
I couldn't do it. I'll go and entertain the troops. And then, to be fair, I've said, send a bunch of drag queens to a war.
They'd love
They'll
it.
see us coming and go, oh, we surrender. Just give up. Have your land back. Have whatever we're fighting over back. There's the oil. And I think that's how it should be. It's, we shouldn't be arguing over these things. If a Pride event is on and you don't want to go to it, don't go.
But you know what I find though? Like, even the likes of like Liverpool or whatever, if someone isn't in that city centre on that day and aren't like attuned to it, they don't know.
No.
That's what makes me laugh. They don't know. But I just want to just segue back a minute because you talked about, the safe spaces and like the flag and that. We are currently in the Rainbow Tea Rooms, which is a lovely little cafe in the middle of Chester Town Centre, City Centre. I'll get out of that for that. And it is ran by Chester Pride.
Yeah.
So like, how did the place come about? Because I'm just conscious of time because we could talk forever.
We could. This might be a two-part episode.
How did this come about? And like, what was the purpose for it?
So I didn't want Pride to be a one-day event. I wanted to be all year round. And the problem we had is we didn't have our own space.
Yeah.
We didn't have our own venue. So we decided that a cafe would be the right way to go because everything to do with the scene is normally in bars, alcohol-fueled.
Nighttime economy.
Yeah, and not everyone wants to drink, and not everyone can drink. We do have a lot of dependency within the community that needs to be addressed.
And lots of young people who don't drink.
Yeah, and kids these I call them kids now. They're not kids. I call them my uni kids. That's one of my drag terms for them. My uni kids that are here, but they all drink Heineken Zero and other 0% beers and stuff. They don't drink. We used to get drunk and go to uni and go, I've got a lecture in 3 hours. I'll be fine. These are going home at 10 o'clock, like, and I've got a lecture at 2 in the afternoon.
What? They'll still be in bed.
You're in uni, enjoy it. And it's that kind of thing. But yeah, for that, it's we wanted like an all year round space. So the cafe was created through lockdown. Obviously, got in the way. So we should have opened in 2019. It then got delayed. We looked at about 10 venues, and this was the last one we looked at. To the point I went, oh, this will do. And it was the best location we got.
It's very central.
We're on Bridge Street. The only problem is, year on year, we've seen numbers decline because year on year, more coffee shops and cafes are opening.
Okay.
We've got a big brand one up the road that's just opened. It's killed 2 other coffee shops on the street. One was a charity ran cafe. The other one was an independent. They both shut down. And we've took a battering. And I've been very honest with this and said, look, this is racked up, some costs and some debts. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it.
Yeah.
And this seems to be my phrase with anything LGBT. Especially like our bars, there's bars closing down all the time.
Yep.
If you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And I also said the day of a gay bar or a safe space had gone up until a couple of years ago. If I go out on a night out in Chester, I will go to Liverpool Arms, but I'll also go to other bars because I feel safe in there. As attitudes change and people start, kicking back against the community because they think what the 3R parties are saying is true when it's not. We're now getting to that point where we're going, actually, we're going to need safe spaces where we can go in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't dare kiss, a partner in the bars I go. I wouldn't dare do it anymore. Now, I'm very well known in the city to the point if I walk through town, we suddenly go, oh my God, does anyone not know you? And it's like, it's funny, but we're a small city. People get to know you. But even me being well known, I wouldn't do it. So when you've got young people that are coming out for the first time, you've got trans people coming out for the first time that kiss the partner in public, not a chance. We did a video years ago and I really want to recreate it. We sent 2 lads down the street holding hands and kissed and watched everyone's opinions around. Most men around were like, oh, that's disgusting.
Really?
Did the same with 2 women. All the women, oh, that's disgusting. Lads are like, oh, look at this, lads. Did it with 2 trans people. No one gave them any attention. They were just like, it was not giving them attention. They all gave them the negative.
Yeah.
Sent a straight couple down. Really over.
Oh, ain't that soft? Ain't that lovely?
Over the top kissing, and it was like, but we do it, and it's like no. So when it comes to ramming it down your throat, we're really not.
Yeah, we're terrified.
We won't do it because we can't. And we've got local political voices that are hell bent on causing. That we don't mention.
No, say names. Don't give it the
we don't. We don't give them attention in that sense. But they are a powerful voice against what we do. And they will say things that maybe are altered truths, twisted truths, some truth, and there's a couple of things that they've highlighted to us, and we've gone, oh, actually, we need to readjust that. We'll do that.
And let's go back to this. Like, so I'm a liberal at heart when it comes to this. I am open to listening to differing perspectives. I won't bloody agree with it. And to be fair, like if it is based on misinformation, I'll argue it.
Yeah.
But
So
you know,
I would say politically, we both sit on different sides of the fences, as we know. But I will listen to other political parties. I don't agree with what Labour are doing right now, but I'll listen. You know, and some things they get right, some they don't get wrong. I've even found myself agreeing with people like Sarah Poachin from Reform and gone, she's right in business. She's very good for business.
okay.
Anything else?
Maybe not.
But she's, you know, I believe she went into politics for the right reason, to fight for a local constituency.
Just how she's doing it as well.
Just it's, when it comes to trans, it comes to people that, you know, aren't from this country or aren't white. It's slightly different in that sense. But this is what I'm saying is, you know, pride. It goes back to that before. We're fighting against that type of thing. We're fighting against our own community. We're fighting against people that are ill-educated, and this is what it all goes down to. It's education, and people come to pride to be educated as well. And I said off camera before about the box project that we do.
Yes.
So for those that don't know, we do a little project, and it comes like a little box like this, and it offers free condoms and menstrual products. There was a 13-year-old girl got caught short on her first period. Her friend realised what we do here, brought her in. She'd used one of the products, and one of the customers actually helped her, you know, to do it. Went and bought her a pair of jeans, because obviously she'd soiled her jeans. The dad sent us an email, said, look, I'm not necessarily a big fan of the gays. I don't really agree with what you do, but oh my God, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And his opinion changed. They've been in since then, which I was a bit like, oh God, please don't kick off coming in here. But they've been in since, and he's like, actually, I didn't realise what you did. I thought it was all this, you know, this and that.
Well, this goes back
and
to
he was
like,
educated.
I feel like I can't. The last few episodes I've recorded, I seem to not get away from quoting Harvey Milk.
Mm-hmm.
So during like the section Prop 6 stuff in California, which is about homosexual teachers and schools and stuff like that, he told the gays of San Francisco and California to come out. Once people know that they will know somebody who is gay, their opinions will more than likely change, because they'll know like, oh, you're gay, I didn't know, and I love you like you are, that makes no change. And that's kind of the same kind of principle, isn't it? It's like a lot of people have the ignorance of our community, just haven't got a clue. And I feel like half the anti-trans stuff, because you can see sometimes they're going, oh, protect the kids. I'm like, do you know any trans people? Do you know any trans kids?
Yeah, and do you know what? You're stereotypical every person, and I really hate this thing when they go, protect kids. Well, are you getting them away from certain, you know, organisations that, you know, you all go to on a Sunday? You know, 84%, I think it is, are connected to an educational or religious background.
Yeah.
It's not trans people.
Or someone they know.
Yeah, or someone
within the family.
Mostly someone they know. You know, trans people are not the threat that, you know, people are saying they are. You know, most trans people, when they go to the toilet, go into a cubicle.
Go into the toilet.
They bolt that door shut. They do the business. Hopefully they wash their hands.
But they just want to get out. Yeah.
You know, but again, we speak to trans people, and we everyone I speak to goes, look, I'm not bothered about anything other than I need a pee.
Yeah.
I want to go in and do it. You know, and again, we're focusing on toilets. You know, businesses are spending thousands, if not millions of pounds
on the toilets.
It was never an issue before. I don't think there's any statistics recorded on how many people have been attacked by trans people in a toilet, because it doesn't. I'm not saying it doesn't happen full stop, but it doesn't happen enough to go, let's change the law. However, since we've had this new sort of shift in guidance, I know 2 cases where 2 men have gone into a women's toilet and gone, I was born a woman, and then have attacked a woman.
Yeah.
So we're already seeing
by highlighting
the reverse of what was never an issue.
Yeah.
It's now an issue. So, I think, you know, it's sad that we're attacking people.
Well, sorry, just on that point, because you've made the prominent point that I've made that people seem to not, well, loads of people have made, but no one seems to be talking about it, is the guidance is actually making it easy for predatory men to go into women's toilets, because they just say they're a trans man.
Yeah. Prove you're not. Prove
exactly.
that person isn't trans. You know, or prove they are trans. You can't, you know, and
so a weird way, it's nice in a way, because finally trans men are getting spoken about in the part of the conversation, because I feel like they were.
That was the thing, that through all this, it was all trans women.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. And then
someone
someone went, hang on a minute, so where's the trans man meant to go?
Yeah.
Because if they go in the men's toilets, you're saying actually they were born female. They go in the female toilets, they look like a man.
Exactly.
I just think we've focused on this because of certain authors and certain people have made a drama over something that wasn't a drama, and the pendulum swung so far out that everyone's having an opinion based off ill facts.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's all it is. It's down to full-blown misinformation.
This is what Pride is about. You know, Pride isn't just for LGBT people. It's for straight people to come along and be educated, but also, while they are there, respect that this is, you know, very much a queer space, and you are going to see 2 men kissing or 2 women kissing. You are going to see minority communities like pups or, you know, things like that, which, you know, do have a place at Pride, but you have to get that balance right. If the Pride is saying it's a family-friendly event, you as a person from that group have to go, hang on a minute, am I appropriately
I think that's what it comes down to, because I think prides have evolved.
Yeah.
They have become, and especially because our community has evolved. So maybe 10 plus years ago, we couldn't have a similar family unit as we can now.
Yeah, we've got adoption, we've got rights to have kids now.
So we will want to bring our kids to, and I mean that. I mean, same-sex couples want to bring their kids to Pride and celebrate and stuff like that. But then there'll be another argument to some people saying, like, at the end of the day, Pride was about the anti-sexuality thing. So Pride was about sex. And like, there's a fine balance of what it is, because I have heard that argument as let's not kick out sex out of Pride. And
there's space for all, but it has to be age appropriate.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So we always get people saying, "Oh, would you ban the police?" Absolutely not. The police have made historical mess ups. They're rectifying them, but you can't fight against an issue unless you have that person on board and you work with them. We don't allow political parties at Chester Pride because no political party at the moment has our back as a community. Every party has its issues. So we went, do you know what? You can march under the Cheshire West banner as a local MP for local people. That's not an issue. But national parties coming to Pride, we don't think that's right. At the moment, you've got issues. However, the Rainbow Tier is open to you to come along, hold surgeries, hold yourselves accountable for. And to be fair, we have a lot of support from our local Conservatives, Lib Dems, Labour, Greens. We've even had Reform MPs or potential candidates who come along and hold surgeries. They can come along to the tea rooms, and this is the space they can use to say, actually, this is what we do. But at Pride, our focus is on our LGBT issues and what we have at the moment, what we're trying to keep hold of, and what we're going to do to future, prove ourselves going forward. So, I think in that sense, when it comes to things like, would you allow pups at Pride? Would you allow leather groups at Pride? I think it's got to be done on an age-appropriate basis. And if we're saying we're a family-friendly event, we have to look at that and say, right, there's space for you there. At Chester, we're very much a case of it's for everyone and everyone, regardless of age, but we do it age appropriately, and we make sure that we're not putting people, because the other side to it as well is that group that comes along, say for instance a leather group comes along, they're a target because we've got people like the local MP's voice that will attack them, look at them in front of the kids, agree with them. They were just there having a great day,
they were just dressed in
wearing
leather.
what they wanted to wear, but they then become an attack. They wouldn't have been an attack before if they went to an event that was tailored to that. But as Pride, we have to have space for everyone. And it's very hard to get that balance without upsetting people, and to make it clear that people are welcome at Pride, regardless of how they dress. We just ask that it's done appropriately. And you understand that some people might not like it. There are people within the community that don't like puppy masks. I don't get why not. I stood there 2 years ago at Pride. There's a group in pup masks, and there's a woman. This is disgusting, and it couldn't have been timed better. This kid went, "Mummy, look, Paw Patrol." And I was like, boom, boom.
And that's all that kid has seen.
That kid did not see a sexual fetish. They just seen fancy dress.
Yeah, exactly.
Paw Patrol. Kids do not see anything sexual. Kids don't know about sex at that age. They just know that person...
And no one's pushing it either.
...has got a mascot. No, when they go, you're teaching our kids sex education. No, around 3 to 4, we're teaching
age-appropriate
that this is your space and no one can touch it. Get to about 6 or 7, you might have feelings for a boy or a girl, and that's fine. Or you might have two mums and daddies. When you get to puberty, bang, then we go full throttle. Right, here's the education for you.
So I'm just conscious of time, because we could talk on for hours and hours, like we said, and we are coming up to an hour, if you can believe it.
Really? God, we always have these 2-minute conversations on the phone. I'll just tell you this, and for 3 days later, we're on the phone.
Literally. So this is the interesting thing. So my opinion would differ a bit in terms of Pride, because I think there are the local groups who are very supportive, who say, but we want to march because of, let's say, legacy. So obviously Labour brought in equal marriage, Lib Dems brought in equal marriage, civil marriage, Labour, equal marriage, Lib Dems. So the Tories try and claim it was the Lib Dems. Let them, because I think same Carl Austin Behan from Manchester said something similar to what my opinion is. If the Lib Dems locally or Greens or Tories or whatever want to march at Pride, let them face the consequences of doing so. I would obviously condone violence where people are booing them or something, then they hear oh shit, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, this is my opinion. This is not obviously Pride's opinion, but I think with that, you take away from the focus of the day then, if it becomes, and that's why we said here is a space that they can do that. If people want to hold them to account, they can do, but they can equally march at Chester as a member of the local council, which they serve, and they're serving the local people. So,
that's valid, to be fair. And the fact you are providing the alternative.
Yeah, we have a space. We're not just going you're not allowed, we don't want to ever touch you. We do engage with these parties, and I hope in the future that changes. But at the moment, there's so much rawness from people that don't feel that they've got their back. It's too current to change what we're doing. I think we offer the Rainbow Teams that space. You know, they're allowed to come to Pride as themselves, and people know our local MPs and stuff, and have that conversation. But I think at the moment it's kind of.
I think your point is very valid there, because I think my heart's headspace was like, well, then let them be part of the conversation as you are, just in a different way,
just in a different location,
in probably a more productive way as well, to be fair.
And they might buy a cup of tea, which then helps the gays.
Exactly,
it pays for Pride. Then,
so on that point, then, because we do need to shut up now.
Yep.
I like to end these conversations by what you see for the future. So I think my headspace is, it's particularly with this place, Rainbow Tea Rooms, and I suppose Chester Pride. Like, when are you going to give up? Not give up Chester Pride, like give up his role.
Who knows?
Pass on the baton.
So with here, my hope is that, we've put a play out to the community saying, look, use it or lose it.
Yep.
And in the last couple of weeks, we have seen people use it.
That's good.
I hope that continues. The lease is due to run out next year.
Okay.
Obviously, before we make any decisions, we've got to make sure this is viable to continue it. But here we'll continue to do what it does. It offers great food at reasonable prices. We have other things in here. Social groups. We've got the LGBT library. We've got queer art on the walls. We've got things like Viv, who proudly sits in our community area. There's Miori around the side for Brianna Jai as well. We do more than just serve coffee.
Yeah.
And I hope the community understand that. I mean, at the moment, as you can see here now, there's boxes everywhere because we're in the run-up to Pride.
Yeah.
There's deliveries every day. I mean, it looks like an Amazon warehouse in here. Within a week, you won't be able to move in this bit. It'll just be floor to ceiling with boxes. And it's horrific because you think it's all coming in, but it's all going to go back out.
You got to get it out, yeah.
And we've got a road restriction till 8 o'clock, so we can't get in. So, my hope for here is that people keep supporting it, and we can go past the 5-year project. I would love to keep this place going, but we have to be realistic and say if it doesn't pay the bills, it can't. And we're not saying being here every day. We're just saying when you go to the chain coffee shops, just change it out once a week. Come support us, or support another independent. It's not all about us. But on the day of Pride, swing by here, get your prepay, get your tickets and stuff. Yeah. Just buy a coffee. Takeaway coffee, takeaway can of pop, whatever. It makes such a difference. Yeah. My hope is that here continues, and it continues to do more things. We're doing quiz nights at the moment. Yeah. They've been really popular. We're selling out every week. It's free to come, but we've only got 28 seats. So, like last week, we had to get emergency chairs and tables out because we had too many people.
So you put it on and people buy drinks. And
you buy drinks at the bar or the counter, and cake and what have you. And that's what that makes us money for Pride then. So my hope for Pride is that it continues. Obviously at some point I will have to go.
You'll do this till your grave.
Do you know what? No, my life is on hold to a degree because of Pride. I have to work.
Yeah, because it is a 30-hour job, isn't it? In your own time.
I do 91 hours a week between here and other things I do just to pay my bills and stuff. We're getting to 25th. We're getting to 15th anniversary next year. My head is saying go this year. I think Pride will be done, and I'll be able to leave it in a position that I'm happy with, and the team are happy with. Go, but my heart is saying, well, 2027 is your 15th anniversary. Do that one more year, and you can say you've done 15 years, and it's a nice rounded number. So the committee are already screaming at me because they know if I do stay and we do the 15th anniversary, they know I'm planning a 2-day event. And they're like, no,
can't afford it.
Well, we can't afford it. It doesn't cost that much more, to be fair, because we've got most of the things we buy.
The infrastructure's there.
The infrastructure's there. It's just more the time. And like we did it for our 10th anniversary, I nearly killed the committee because it was like the weather at the moment. It was so hot to the point we had gone to Primark and bought like 10 t-shirts. I'd gone through all 7.
Oh, geez.
Gave 3 away. I went through 7 t-shirts in 2 days. It was vile. The committee, please, don't do a 2-day event. Don't do a 2-day event. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, my hope is that Pride will continue, but I want it to continue with how David and Helen, who were the founding sort of chairs and vice chairs that switched roles, how they set it up. It was community first. It was education first. It's not about big names on stage. It's not about celebrities. It's about that health zone, which remained the largest in the UK for many, many years and only reduced in size recently because of cuts to funding. We couldn't afford to do it. And we couldn't get enough people to fill it because once you've had certain charities and certain events for so many years, some are disbanded because those charities don't exist anymore. My hope is that it continues to be true to itself, and it is a Pride that is for everyone, regardless of who you are. It's for everyone, but the forefront of Chester Pride is education, and visibility. And long may it continue, long after I've gone, and long after I sit on the sidelines going, I would have done that. And I'll try my best not to, but I will always, always, always support Chester Pride. There's no case of when I go, I'm never working with them again. I have a feeling at some point I'll be brought back for artists or help, support.
Yeah.
And you know what? My door is always open in that sense. I will always help Pride because it's been my baby.
Yeah.
And I want to see that baby grow. I am just the custodian of that. David and Helen had it before me. I've currently got it as, the honour to say I'm the chairperson of this event. At some
won't
point,
leave.
It won't leave. But at some point, someone's going to take over.
Yeah.
And, I'll be very happy when someone does do that. I'll be very sad to go. But,
So if people want to find out more, sorry,
Yep.
I'm shutting you up now.
Okay.
Where can they go to find out more about tea rooms, Chester Pride, etc.?
So we've just had our website rebranded, which is very ironic. So go to the brand new website, chesterpride.co.uk. Everything is on there. So everything to do with the event, everything to do with the tea rooms, everything to do with our events coming up.
We
so
love that.
fundraisers. There's also a huge sort of list of helplines, sort of resources. There's loads of information you can take off there, how to fundraise for us, how to help us. All your tickets, all your prepay, all that kind of stuff is on there. So yeah, the website now is where we say go there.
Just go there. All in one place. We're a
All
one stop
yeah.
shop. So can people find all your social handles on the website as
Yeah,
well?
so right at the bottom it'll say obviously get to that. Follow the pages because it helps us. Yeah.
But no, thank you so much. I really appreciate the hospitality.
thank you.
It's nice to come into Chester.
It is.
It's very lovely. It's fucking hot though.
It's very hot, and hopefully in a couple of weeks' time,
Stays
it's
this
not
hot.
going to be this hot.
Well, maybe not this hot, but stays
Well, no,
nice
because
and dry and
on
sunny.
that car park, it's another 5 degrees because it's a sun trap. So yeah, we don't want the tarmac melting on everyone's sparky
Well, we say that
shoes.
just as a point, but Chester Pride is this weekend at time of going out. So yes, so make sure you're going if you haven't.
Yeah, if you've not got your tickets, get them now.
Exactly. No, thank you, Warren. I really
Thank
appreciate
you so
it.
much.
Thank you for listening to Proudly Said. If you enjoyed this episode and want to hear more, check out the rest of our episodes where you listen to your podcasts. If you want to support the podcast and keep this conversation going, consider joining The Front Row, our exclusive membership program for less than £3 a month, where you get exclusive access and so much more. Check out our website for more information, proudlysaid.co.uk.